Welcome to the Tone Jerks podcast. I'm your host, Brian Gower, and with me today we got
Kyle McIntyre.
Back, recorded like 2 days ago, so, hopefully you got a whole bunch of what's news.
Oh, boy, I'll give you play-by-play at work. Woke up this morning.
Got myself a gun.
got myself.
Woke up this morning. Still, I'm getting better. I'm still a little under the weather. And less in my nose.
Nobody asked you?
Less in my nose.
Brian, how are you doing? Doing
better.
You feeling better?
All
right, good.
I think I posted that the episode, last week was going to be late because I was sick. Friend of mine, maybe I won't say, his name was Andrew. Won't say who it was. His last name. He's like,
Let's say it was A. Walsh. You know what? That's too specific. How about Andrew W?
Yeah. He was like texting me. He's like, "Oh, hey, you're sick, or da-da-da." I'm like, "Did you catch the same thing that I did, which was like kind of a cold, where you just constantly, you feel like shit, and then you shit yourself too?" And I'm like, "Actually, yes."
Oh, you shit yourself?
Yes.
Nice.
Like I was like, I couldn't tell if it was just the, I was maybe medicine I was taking or whatever.
Woke up this morning, I shit myself again.
Well, it's just like a little. You ever like fart and you kind of
shit the bed?
No, it's just like you ever misjudge it.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
it's a fart.
Yeah,
and then it's like I shouldn't have just. I should have taken precaution. Where I'm like, just pop. It was like a little tiny. I'm like, that's gonna be a small fart. Just pop. Then I'm like,
oh yeah,
yep, just like a pop. Crap, just it blasts it. I'm
no,
like, God,
I've had it.
Damn
usually
like,
when I have mine,
I'm like laying in bed and I'm like, all right, I'm about to like settle down. Just take, like, all right, go to bed. Pop, damn it. And I'm like, yep. It's a little bit of shit, just like a little pop.
You just snake crawl to the
no, it's not like
bathroom.
not like a full like bowl winder in your pants. Just
crack fillers.
Crack. What are they? It's where you just splatter the bowl.
Expanding foam, know.
It's none of that. Never taken a full dump in my pants, but it's like where you just like shart.
It's like someone put refried beans in your crack. Hot.
What do they call it? There's the cow pile, horse piles. There's bowl winders, shrimp baskets. But yeah,
bowl winder.
Yeah, you just
sounds like yeah, it just sounds like a bowl like someone catches bowls like a cowboy.
Yeah, no, but a bowl winder.
Bowl, not a bowl.
Yeah,
that was a real bowl.
It was from.
Sorry.
Where you're impressed with your own shit. You're like, nice.
That was a nice bowl winder.
What is Matt and Shane? They said he's like, I'm a real size queen when it comes to shits. I love the feeling of just taking a big old dump. I was size queen. Anyways, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, no, this is great to start off the episode with crap.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Crap talk with Tone Jerks. Well, that kind of
we're talking shit.
Yeah, it's kind of on course, on par for what we do here. But no, I'm feeling better. I haven't crapped myself all week.
All week. It's like midweek. Good luck.
Just starting out. It should be in the Tone Jerks board. It's like day is gone without crapping yourself. Kyle, you're like, you flip it over to zero.
There's always a zero.
Every day you're like, your wife.
Is that supposed to be a whiteboard? It's like a sign.
Yeah, you come home
permanent.
You come home, flip it to 1, and then your wife like, all right, he did it, and then you come back out. Never mind. Put it back to 0. God
it's like a baseball score, and this guy who hangs the number up.
Kyle's 0.
Always 0.
The world.
300. He's a vampire.
Yeah. Anyways. All right, Kyle, what's new in your world? What's shaking? What's grooving? What is good?
Well, I know, I'm a Texas boy now, so I got to keep up with the Joneses around here. So, built another one.
Yeah.
Built another firearm. This one's, I think, pretty cool because it's different colors and it's like, this is based off of a German color. They call it RAL 8000.
Yeah.
as opposed to the tan ones I normally build. So, and I had extra parts around. Yeah. I kind of like stripped other guns I had already built and put them on this.
Yeah.
It's like, so I have parts everywhere, but
yeah.
Cool. This is gray. I thought it looked kind of cool with it. And then this is green.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably change this out, but it's in 300 blackout.
Yeah.
So
you could show me any of your guns. I'm like, yep, they look all the same as the other ones.
But this one doesn't look the same because it's like actually it's colors.
Yeah.
Like I'll take your word for that one. Look at it.
I was just gonna tease you, and you're like, since I'm a true Texas now, I took some money and I invested in my house and worked on my bathroom. No, I fucking bought parts for a gun.
So only since I had parts already in the house.
Yeah.
Only put like $160 towards that. So
gotcha. All right.
I already had stuff for it. So, you buy a piece of aluminum basically.
Buy high,
put stuff
or you
on
buy low and sell high.
Yeah, duh. Everyone knows that. You get it on the ground floor.
The fucking stock market, dude. The gun stock market. Oh, boom, got it.
Boom. So, anyways, that was fun. I did that the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't shot it yet, but I'll let you know if I have this side of my face.
Yeah.
Well, it worked fine.
They kind of just piece together, or
yeah, they fit. So
is there much that could go wrong if you're like putting a gun together, or is it kind of just like?
Not really. Not these. I mean, there's other ones, yes, that you can fuck up, but these pretty much go together. There are some things you want to double check, make sure they're tight, right? Obviously, things are threaded on, things are pinned on, but you want to make sure that everything's tight, nothing's loose.
Mm-hmm.
And then, ARs, basically, they're considered mil spec, which is military specification, whatever.
Yeah, and
everything fits really great. So you can buy different manufacturers all over the place, and usually they fit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a rare occasion but if you buy let's say AKs,
mm-hmm.
they are made across from 1947 till now, right? From 30 different countries that used to exist, that don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
That don't make parts anymore. So if you're going to build something, you have to really know what you're doing. You have to have so many more, I guess your machine skills have to be really good too.
Okay.
And you have to have a lot of tools.
Yeah.
But these, I did it on my desk here.
Kind of just piecing it together.
Yeah, and I have a bench in the garage. I went out there twice and tightened stuff down with a wrench,
mm-hmm.
got it real tight, and then pin it in place, and
it's like connect.
And I came back in here.
Legos or Connects or whatever.
Yeah, but basically they're like Lego guns.
Yeah. You give it to a kid. Here you go, kid. Piece it together.
Yeah, here you go. Don't shoot your face off.
Shoot your eye out, kid.
Anyways, so that's fun. I thought it was cool. I'll adapt that one once I get parts in. I'll buy parts slowly over time that because I had stuff, like I said, I just wanted a functioning firearm. So, let's see. I know I've been talking about Joe Rogan a lot and showing off my guns a lot, but no. So I remember seeing some thing on Instagram. It was these two kids that were on. I mean, they're not really kids, but they're there was this clip that kept popping up of Joe Rogan talking to these people. Yeah, they were 20s, in their 20s. Usually talking to old people.
Yeah,
professors and dudes with beards and shit. And then I saw these kids. I'm like, what the hell is Joe Rogan talking? So I listened in, and basically these guys, Sam and Colby, they're paranormal investigator, whatever. They're kind of doing, it's kind of clickbaity shit on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of cool, the shit they do. And so I've been really watching, and they're hour-long videos. That's another thing. It's a lot to invest. But I've been watching a lot of those videos on YouTube. But they go to haunted locations. And I know that they like everything. All ththose paranormal investigators, whoa! Everyone freaks out over something. You hear that noise?
Yeah.
Elevator door open. I'm like, yeah, they kind of do that sometimes. I used to work at a store that just had a elevator just open up randomly. We're in this old hotel. Who hit the button?
Mm-hmm.
They're electronics. They kind of, anyway, so it's kind of interesting stuff. They go to like usually hotels and stuff, or like museums, or just weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been totally invested in that lately.
Okay, yeah, watching a new YouTube channel.
Yeah, basically, it's like, another hour and 20 minute or hour and 5 minute video. Okay, I'll watch that
with these youngsters.
Yeah, yeah, and then I've watched like probably 10 videos of theirs. Probably maybe not that many, but then jump back to Joe Rogan and started listening to their episode today. I'm like, it's kind of an interesting story. They're just kids that were introverts, and basically they forced themselves to, be, I guess, interact with people, both of them.
Uh-huh.
And then they started doing YouTube and started, and then they started doing like the proper people shit where they were just exploring abandoned buildings.
Gotcha, yeah.
So and then they're like, we're going to, this is kind of creepy. Well,
urban exploration or whatever. Yeah,
yeah, Urbex.
Mm-hmm.
Urbex is something different.
Herbals.
Weedles there.
So every day.
It's like, we're such squares.
We don't smoke at all.
Beat shit. We hear. I smoke 2 joints in the morning.
Such an old song.
Yeah. Anyway,
there's certain things that I'm like, man, if somebody's like in their 20s or like 20 now, I'm like, thinking about it, I'm like, we're gonna be 35 this year. Like,
damn,
we're not even close to our 20s.
Yeah,
we're closer to our 40s than we are to our 20s, but we still act like children.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Well, those kids don't know the struggle of having to listen to what's that? I can't remember. Sublime. Yeah. Being a square and listening to people like, oh yeah, they're singing about weed.
Yeah, and things are different nowadays. I was thinking about I mean, not to blow a lid off or anything. We don't smoke weed or anything like that. And it makes me think, I'm like, it's legal now. I'm like, I was asking like my drummer and guitarist, I'm like, so you can just buy it? You don't need, you can just go get it? I'm like, I think you had to be 21. And I'm like, that's weird. You don't think that's weird? And they're like, no, that's cool. I mean, but I'm like, that's weird, right? Because in our lifetime, it was illegal in high school. And people were like, I had like a friend who would like try to grow it, but he was just such a stoner and always so high. He would just didn't know, one, how to even research how to like grow plants. And then 2, constantly like drowning it. And then 2, like 3, I'm like, who's stoned? Me 2, 1, blast off.
And then C, you
exhibit D.
Roman numeral 4.
I rest my case. But yeah, he constantly was trying to do it. And I'm like, why? Didn't you ever like learn how plants grow? It's like, I'm trying to grow up my like in his closet with just like a light bulb. I'm like, no, don't you need certain ones? It's like, I can't afford that, man.
They've a fucking grow light.
Yeah.
You can't. You can't afford a grow light. Like they make grow light bulbs.
Yeah,
which are like just a little bit more than your regular bulb.
And he's like, I'm thinking about growing shrooms instead, dude. I'm like, do you even know how to do that?
You have to get like cow shit in your house. That's even worse.
But it's like, okay, it was like illegal to do, and then now it's like, yeah, you can just go get it.
And you can actually grow your own weed in California.
Probably.
You can have 6 plants, I think.
Yeah. That's kind of weird.
You can't. Yeah. But you can't see them from the street. They have to be they have to be hidden behind a fence.
Okay.
Or something. There's like regulations. I'm like, why does it matter if everyone's doing it?
Yeah.
I'm like, old ladies or whatever. Oh my God!
Whoa!
There's another one. I'm calling it in.
In the state of California, you are legally high now, ma'am.
Yeah,
because she saw a weed plant. Oh,
I'm high as fuck.
She starts listening to Bob Marley and like she has a tie-dye shirt. Whoa.
Was it Bob Weir? What's that shit? Or Jerry Garcia shit?
Yeah.
She's wearing like
yeah.
Was it the Grateful Dead or
she
whatever?
has John Lennon sunglasses on.
Yeah. Peace and love all around.
She just like that. Okay. We're squares. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, this YouTube channel, huh?
Yeah, just YouTube. So I've been really invested in watching that shit. And
yeah.
Not a very good what's new, really, but I mean, I've been listening to podcasts.
Essentially,
between listening to only Joe Rogan's podcast and your podcast, and Matt and Shane's, so you're sorry. We can talk about it now.
As
right?
It's like
the embargo's been lifted. We can talk about your podcast.
Oh yeah, I think I've mentioned on this one.
Yeah.
So,
Off the Rails
Off
with
the
Austin
Rails,
Train.
Austin Train. So it's essentially Austin's podcast, and I was initially like on to help him. I'm like, hey, I'll help you do some of the audio work, and now I'm like just a co-host of that. So
now you're me on that podcast.
Yeah, which I
you're doing all the work still on
it. Yes. So I guess that is part of my what's new. I've been kind of working with Train on that, and then some people have been tuning into it, and then I think mentioned it to some people and getting good feedback on it, and then so it's not necessarily, it wasn't really, I don't know, whatever. I guess it's my third podcast now. So but yeah, that's been fun. It's cool. So I've been with Train. So I guess Austin Train, he's a comedian friend of mine here in San Diego. He was living in Hollywood for a little bit. That's for like almost 10 years, maybe? Something like that. But yeah, he was living in Hollywood for a while. And then he was working at the Comedy Store in Hollywood. He was meeting a lot of comics and stuff like that, but ended up moving back down to San Diego and then kind of talking about it. I'm like, it's kind of like, I don't know, everybody should have a podcast. And like, even though it's like, the market's so saturated, I'm like, well, I mean, I guess if you're into it to try and make money, good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it takes luck to make money off of a podcast, and then, but even comedians, I'm like, I don't know, you should have a podcast. Some comedians have like a shit ton of them, which is kind of like, how do you have that much to talk about? I guess I have 3 podcasts. So who knows?
Was it Tom Segura has a bunch, right?
Yeah. And I think Mark Norman does too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think he's got at least 3. And then
no, Norm Macdonald's dead. What are you talking about?
Mark Norman Donald.
Fuck.
Yeah, Mark McDonald.
Yo, sorry, bro.
Ba-da-da-da-da. That McDonald.
That McDonald's? God damn.
I'm loving it, bro.
Ba-da-da-da-da, man. I can't do Mark Wahlberg's. Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
Can't do his voice.
Just this is great. I'm flying a plane now. Anyways, so that's I guess part of what's new. Oh yeah, I'm glad people are tuning into it. It's funny. It's a totally different style of podcast, especially because it's led by my friend Train, and then I'm kind of just like, I think some people are like, hey,
you're at the mercy of
just his bits or whatever.
Comedic,
yeah. But it's
like,
kind of
shit. We're going there, I guess.
No,
we're
it's
going.
Like starting a new podcast, and you're kind of getting the flow of it and stuff like that. Like we've done this show for years, and the first.
Oh yeah, we're veterans, dude. We're so good.
Listen to the first 5 episodes of this show. You're like kind of like, it was rough.
Please don't.
You can find them. You just gotta. And then even I think the first like couple episodes of The Second Button with Andrew that I do, the Seinfeld podcast. It's like, I think we did a couple episodes. We were trying to find what our style of show is or was or whatever. And then we kind of like, I think we had it to where it's like, we're doing like more personal banter and what's news and stuff like that. It's like, I don't think anybody, I think he was kind of like, I don't think anybody gives a shit about what's news and what we have to talk about. Let's talk straight and talking about Seinfeld. I'm like, that's a good idea. And then we figure that out, and then we're getting good, feedback off of that. It's cool, and it's kind of funny because it's like a totally different type of audience. For the Seinfeld one, that I'm like, we'll have like episodes that I'm like, like on YouTube it hits. I'm like, why do we have like several hundred views on that? What do we do right? And I'm like, we put a picture in the thumbnail of something different from the show, and then let's do that again. 10. It's like, how the fuck did
Damn
this?
it.
Like, what did we do? Whatever.
Bitch.
Yeah. And again, it's not a podcast that we're like, we're going to make money and we're going to be professional podcasters. No, we both have day jobs. We're keeping that going.
Damn, dude. I'm just looking back at ours. Started October 2017.
Mm-hmm.
First episode's like 35 minutes long.
We were young men back then. So fuck.
We're young and spry.
6 years ago.
30 minutes. Yeah. And then we got stuck to hours.
Where you talked about it. We're going to be 35 this year. We weren't even 30 when we did that. We hit your dirty 30. My dirty 30. Well, we were doing the podcast. Squirty 30.
Squirty 30.
Yeah.
Damn.
Do you feel like you've like matured or grown up at all?
Aged, yes, definitely.
Age, like my back hurts.
Matured?
No.
The only thing I've really noticed different is I play guitar a lot better, I guess. In my mind.
Yeah.
I sound better. I record better. I don't know how I'd play in a group though. Like, cause.
Oh. Well, I guess not even. Yeah. I guess I'm thinking more of just you're like thinking about yourself. But if that's something that you can pinpoint. I don't think I've gotten any better. Like in the past, I guess since we've done the show, like 6 years. I don't know why we're reflecting on this, but let's riff with it. We're going because there's not a whole lot of what's news. Because we recorded 2 days ago. It's a peak bass the podcast for you. Yeah, I was like in 6 years. I'm like I don't think I'm a better bass player even. Like I'm like I've stayed exactly the same. I'm not a better guitar player. Maybe the same type of guitar player. No, I think I've gotten a little bit better at like some of my leads. No, I did get better technique at guitar since we've started. Yeah, because I know like I think I mentioned this. Like I actually watching I think Justin Guitar on YouTube, like how to actually bend notes. You're supposed to bend kind of more with your arm, not with your finger. Like if you're gonna go wham, like do a bend, I would do it with my finger. No, keep your finger and you just pivot your wrist. And it's like that way you don't have to like use your finger to like.
Yeah, but you learned that like 4 years ago.
Yeah, that within 6 years, right?
God damn it!
And then bass, I play bass more predominantly now. I don't think I'm any better. I don't think I've gotten any. Like one thing I could learn that I would like to, but I'm not going to slap bass. Don't even know how to do that. Don't even know how to. I think I watched the video once and it just pissed me off. You're pissing me off?
Please don't. Is a question.
I'm looking at the YouTube channel. I think it was Scott Bass or whatever. It's like, you're pissing me off.
Oh yeah.
Well, and it's like
that's the guy who plays the glove, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a great bass player, and I do watch some of his demos, like when I was researching Dark Glass.
All right, love. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to get right in there with your bass glove, get nice and deep and dirty with it.
Yeah, it kind of does sound like that. Oh, it's a real great. Crikey!
Fuck a 5-string bass. You got a 4 right here. I'm giving away 3 of my basses this week. There's always a fucking giveaway. I always see like an ad for it. I'm like, man, should I sign up for that fucking multi-level marketing or whatever?
Yeah.
Should I sign up for get some spam?
Get a pyramid scheme going on with that guy?
It's like he does the bass lessons or whatever.
Yeah. And then I think I watched like one, that's like fine. A big beginning on how to slap bass, and it's like, slap, pop, I'm like, this is pissing me. Fuck this. I'm gonna fucking let's get some fucking tacos.
Moving on. Yeah.
Let's go to fucking Jack in the Box. Fuck this.
With your fingering glove, you're gonna want to get in there nice and juicy deep.
Yeah, I think in the past like 6 years, I'm definitely. I think part of the question was like, do you think you've matured at least in the like? Can you compare yourself to like when you were like 25 to 35? I think you're about the same type of person.
Yeah.
Still broke.
We're the same people.
Still got the shitty truck.
Well, I guess like I didn't own, we've talked about it before, but I didn't own any gear except for like a bass.
You got a house now.
Okay, hold on. Get in there.
Yeah,
I'm saying music gear, all right? Because a house, it's like, I mean, yes, owning a house makes me better than you, Brian.
Exactly.
But we're not talking about that right now.
Just dunking. You got your nuts on my
make
face.
You feel bad. I'm breaking the fucking backboard.
It's just sweating Gatorade.
Sweating like lard. No, sweating Dr. Pepper over here.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then
no, so I owned 2 bass amps,
yeah,
good ones, right? But that's it, like a bass amp, and like a board, like 4 pedals.
Yeah, I guess that like I'm not even thinking gear wise. I think I don't get as pissed off as easily as I used to. I remember things would just piss me off so fucking much and just like agitate the shit out of me. And now I'm like, all right, a lot more thing. I'm like, is it just like I just don't give a shit anymore? Is that you're just more complacent? Is that it?
More mature.
I have less passion.
That's what it is.
That's probably what it is.
That's what the light is dying. The light is going
My
out.
passion was just being pissed.
He's
not even
passionate.
at like down with the system or can you believe this is going on in this world? I'm like, my fucking my fucking sandwich, I dropped it, damn it.
They fucking put mayonnaise. I asked for light mayonnaise.
Extra mayonnaise.
Extra light mayonnaise.
Oh my god, just a mayonnaise sandwich.
Oh man.
We get like a burger. It's like, why is there so much fucking mayonnaise? Who asked for that?
Yeah, or like the sauce is coming out. It's just like there's so much of whatever sauce.
Oh god, it's like Carl's Jr. will do that where it's like way too much
Fill
fucking
the wrapper.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ! If you think about it, that's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
You're like, you
damn,
really
dude, you gotta hold on to that load.
Fucking totally fucked up that burger. Did you ever just like somebody's like, oh yeah, oh you want mayonnaise? Like they're like, you never say anything. You're not trying to be just like pissing off anybody. Like, oh, I ordered a burger. Oh yeah. They're just like, pissed off in the back.
Mustard,
up everybody.
man. Yeah, just dripping out the back. Blowing out the back on that thing.
Oh god, I've had it to where I'm like, I Carl's Jr. I don't know, I like them, but every once in a while they'll go nuts on the mayonnaise. I'm like, this is fucking gross.
Mayonnaise is kind of disgusting.
It is pretty gross.
Yeah, but I like it.
Some people like, what is it? Is it mayonnaise mixed with like ketchup? People mix that and they put their fries in it. I'm like, oh.
Well, that's what Thousand Island is.
Yeah, I can deal with that.
It's like mustard, ketchup, and mayonnaise.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like pickles. That's pretty much what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Got that Thousand Island stare right now.
You got that. I guess part of my what's new, I saw a comedian, and then it was one of his bits. Is like, if you think about how gross ranch dressing is, it's like, what is that? And then you're just like, oh. Just like white sauce with, I don't know, specks in it. And you're like, all right, just dump that all over my fucking whatever.
Yeah, salad or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So I went to go see Bobby Kelly at a new club here in San Diego called Mic Drop Comedy. Went with buddy Johnny Ray and Eric Lucero. It was cool.
Nice.
I've heard of the comedian, that comic before. Never watched his stand up or whatever. Yeah, he was great. Pretty funny. And certain comics do like a lot of crowd work. And he was like, I'd say half of his stuff was like crowd work. Which I think is, I don't know, kind of cool, but then you like think about it, I'm like, what's
Do you like crowd work? Hold on. Do you like it when they do that? I don't really like it.
It's funny. Like, I guess, like...
when it's not you.
Yeah, in the moment, yeah. Because that's like why most people like would sit up in the front. Because like, oh, get crowd work done. I've
been picked on a couple times, actually. I don't fucking like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've only like once. And it was really I mentioned Stavros from Cumtown.
Yeah.
And he kind of just goes down the line. We sat up right on the very front. And then he's just kind of going down the line. It's like, oh, what about you? Da-da-da. It's like talking with Eric and Johnny. And then, kind of made fun of Johnny because he's like, oh, I work like on a property management. So I'm like, oh, you're not even like retail or not retail, but you're not even a fucking realtor. Like you're hoping one day to move up to where your face is on a bench.
Fucking scratch your eyes out and shit.
Yeah. And then like, he goes down. Oh, Eric. He's like, oh, he's a sound guy. Like sound engineer, live sound. That's what he does for a living. He's like, okay, I can't really go off of that. Then he goes down the line to me, and he's like, so what do you do? I'm like, oh, I work in a warehouse. I unload furniture. He's like, Jesus Christ, yours is the worst fucking job out of the three of them, huh? He's like, anyways, I guess you stay strong. Anyways, and he moves down the line. He had nothing to say to me. He's like, fucking Christ. So it's, I don't know, sometimes like if you're if you're in the crowd and then, the comedian's talking to you, it's like sometimes people just like, they talk too much and you say something, it's like people in the crowd have no idea what you're saying. You don't need to have like a full on like, longer than a sentence. You usually say like a couple words.
Well, I used to work at a, but now like, no. I work at a.
And you're right. I guess that can kind of be funny, or you could think it sucks. But there's some people who just like get so worked up. So he's doing crowd work or whatever, and then he kind of goes down the line, is talking to somebody, and then they mention that they like, oh, we both are from married, and kind of like, I had 2 kids and he had 2 kids and we got together. He's like, oh, like a Brady Bunch kind of thing, blah, 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 blah. And then somebody in the front row or whatever said a comment, and I didn't hear what he said, but then the comedian's like, well, what'd you say? It's like, do you want to repeat that? And the guy's like, no. He's like, you're not going to repeat that again. Okay. He's like, I heard what you said. Like, you're pretty fucked up. You're a piece of shit. You know that? Just joking around because the guy said something probably fucked up, probably like, kids that nobody wants.
Oh, damn.
Loser kids, nobody. Something like that as a joke. And then he's like, oh, the comedian's like, you didn't want to say that again? I was like, you're a piece of shit, by the way. Just joking. And the guy who, he said a whatever fucked up comment, and the comedian said he was fucked up. He got pissed and walked out. And I'm like, it's a comedy show, man. I don't know. I just don't know why people can take things so seriously. He's like, fuck. I can hear him kind of yell at like, whoever the hostess or waitress was, and he stormed out and just left. And I'm like, what a dork.
Yeah, well, you invited that upon yourself, and then you were too much of a pussy to say it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like you asked for
you don't
attention.
Or there's sometimes like there's like a comedian says something like, I don't like that. It's like, shut up. That's not. It's like this joke is whatever. Anyway, so saw that show. It was cool. It definitely is different, like how you said. It's like, I don't know. There can be comedians who just have no crowd work, like, banter with the crowd and trying to make jokes, which I like that too. Actually, I like that probably more. Because you think about it. I do, talk to our buddy Train. I'm like, do you ever, he's like, oh, I never do crowd work. He's like, I just never think to add it to my set.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I write jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, I don't like.
I'm gonna ask the crowd something. I guess you could have a plan to.
Yeah, you kind of have like
segue into something.
Yeah, or you you pad and maybe you don't have a segue, or you're waiting for somebody to say a segue. It's like, oh, I'm fat. You guys never know how hard it is to be fat or losing weight. And then and then you go on to your jokes or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, I don't really do crowd work because I'm like, I never think about it. And it's like, I don't know. It's also a different kind of style to be like, okay, you need to think on your feet, which is like, that's a cool skill. But he's like, fuck it. I'd rather just write jokes.
Yeah. I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah. And even listen to like Matt and Shane. He's like, I never have crowd work. It's like, no. He's like, it'd be nice to pad out like a set. He's like, what? He's like, I did my hour, burned that, on YouTube. So I'm like, okay, I gotta fucking write all new jokes. It'd be nice to just have 20 minutes of crowd work that I just fucking use.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've listened to the Joe Rogan, bring it up again, but the episode with Louis C.K. Mm-hmm. He basically says, he has 20 minutes and 20 minutes that he works. And then when it's good, he puts it together and then has another 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So he has he might ditch or he just feels it out, but he has literally different sets that he works, but 20 minutes at a time. That's
got to be, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. Like I said, we have a friend Train who does it. I'm like, I don't know. I think that it's got to be really fucking hard to do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
How do you gauge it? How do you know what's funny as you're writing it to yourself? Oh, I like that. That's good. That's going to work. And you get on stage. That fucking didn't work.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, you may think it's the funniest fucking thing in the world, and then just horrible.
Tell popsicle stick jokes or just fucking street jokes. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
That's kind of a slow episode. You're tired, huh?
Yeah, I'm tired and
it's all.
Didn't have a beer yet. No, I didn't want to drink.
What? Why not? You got to drink for both of us. I got one more week. I think maybe next week. So
I worked like 12 hours today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to work explain or work brag to you. But for 12, and then I know I'm doing tomorrow. I don't want to kill myself tomorrow.
Tired, I can tell you.
Know.
Kyle's moving at like if you have the podcast at like what 0.5 speed, 0.75. Kyle's like, I don't know,
just speed it up
tomorrow. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing.
We'll do an hour and 15. You guys can just
speed it up. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Eleanor.
Yeah. Today alone, for work, I drove like 5 hours. So a lot of that was driving, right?
That sucks. I fucking hate driving.
and it's like, okay, well, you're not really doing, it was just, I drove the same road like four times.
Just back and forth. That's
yeah. And it was like an hour each, and so just kill me.
Yeah.
So
you're just like, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't had a day in a while that I work 12.
Yeah.
I've done, 10s usually.
Mm-hmm.
Just the extra 2 hours.
Nothing but perfect 10s for me.
Like, fuck, we're doing the podcast tonight.
God damn it. Just getting pissed.
Gotta have that Diet Dr. Pepper with the extra caffeine.
See, we're on different speeds here. I had a coffee before we recorded, and I'm fucking full ketosis right now.
Well, it's also like 12 here, so
full ketosis,
like almost,
bro, and fucking coffee, bro. I'm on it.
You're like transcending.
I am transcending the podcast.
You're that graphic where it's like the brain.
Yeah.
It's like
I'll be your shaman, dude.
Yeah.
Through ketosis. Burning whole, was it ancient fuel, man?
I'm the clown meme putting makeup on, and you're the one who's like brains expanding.
Yeah, just transcending my body. I mean, some other cool shit that I did this past week or so.
Yeah.
I think I may have mentioned it to you. I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast. I finished the game Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Switch.
Damn.
Fucking sick. And then I was like, okay, before I jump into another like RPG, which I should do. I'm like, I should probably finish some of the games on PS3 that I have started. I mentioned to you, I'm like, oh, years and years ago I talked about a game I enjoyed. I don't know why the hell I stopped. Is Tales of Symphonia. I looked at it, I'm like 70 hours into that game. I'm like, I'll just jump back into it and start it. I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Where are these characters? Oh, go to this place. What the fuck is that? They have just like made up names for places. I'm like, I don't know what that is. God. And what buttons do what? And I'm just getting pissed off. I'm like, okay, let me try and look up strategy guides and where I am. I'm like, I don't even know. I don't know. This. Fuck this game. So I'm like, I to myself, I'm like, I just got to restart it. So I just lost 70 hours of my life.
I don't think you should restart it. I think you should just play a little more, and it might come back to you.
I think I'm just going to restart it. It's coming out on Switch next month, so I'm like, I might as well just buy it for the Switch. Spend $50, that I don't have.
Yeah. Well, I think you had mentioned, Skyrim, right? We've talked about it.
So
you played a little bit, right?
Yeah. So it was on PS3. Hook that bad boy up. That thing is loud. Like you turn like
a Boeing starting up.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, it still runs. So like I said, I hooked up Tales of Symphonia, got that going. I have no idea what's going on here. It's kind of pissing me off.
I bet there's 8 pounds of dust in there. That's probably what that noise is.
Yeah, just and I'm like, okay. And so I'm like, okay, I'm kind of to myself, I'm like, I think I just got to restart this game. I think RPGs are probably not ones that you can. I literally haven't played it for 2 years. And I'm like, I don't think you can just like pick that up. It's not Pokemon. All the Pokemon are sick, by the way. Red and blue, what's up? So I'm like, okay. So I think I'm gonna, just eventually restart that game and buy it for Switch. And then I'm like, okay, fine. And then I had another game that I mentioned, like, because you can buy PS3 games for like $4. Like, because it's like 10 years old, that console. To me, I'm like, that's still pretty new. It's not.
It's not at all.
So I bought Skyrim, like, over a year ago. Have not even like turned it on, plugged it in, and you kept like getting on my ass about playing it. He's like, oh, if you want to play like a cool like RPG, whatever, action game, play Skyrim. And I remember that was like, I've heard nothing but great things about that game. Like from you, friend, I know Will Lehue, he was talking about it. I think he was like, oh, I played the shit out of that game. And like friends, whatever. That's such a nerdy ass game.
It's so good.
It's like dragons and like elves and magic and shit like that. And I'm like,
yeah.
And then I'm like, I just kind of started that the other day. And I'm like, it's cool. I can see myself wasting, like, I heard you could waste hundreds of hours in that game. I'm like, I don't know if I need to get into that. But you were talking about it. You thinking about getting back into it?
Oh yeah, I looked it up. It's still $39. It's like $40.
Yeah.
For like not the deluxe version. That's $50.
Yeah.
But like for the game of the year, that's what it was. The game of the year is one I bought. It's a redone. I forget what they called it, but it's like they've redone some of the graphics and they've added newer technology to it. So it's probably a better looking game now. So I probably should just get it.
Yeah.
But I could just fire up the Xbox 360 and just fucking go to town on that too.
Well, because
plug that into the big screen.
Yeah. Well, because I was playing it on the PS3, and that was another game that I saw. I'm like, oh, they have this Skyrim game out on Switch. Maybe I should just get it for Switch. Because I was playing the PS3. I'm like, man, this thing chugs. It's like loading and I'm like,
you hear it clicking like that, reading the disc.
Yeah. And I'm like there was like
GTA days.
Yes, the screen, like it went to I don't know, next cutscene or something like that, and I'm like, just went black. I'm like, and then it comes out. I'm like, all right,
Jesus Christ.
And so I'm like, I don't want to. Yeah, so I'm like thinking about like,
Well, you mentioned like forgetting about your game for 2 years. I haven't played Skyrim in probably 7, maybe longer. I don't know. It's been a while. And you're like, I'm like, what part are you in the game? And you're like, we're describing. I'm like, oh yeah, you gotta do this. I still remember it. Like that's what I'm getting at. Is I still remember even the intro, like the intro. Oh hey there, traveler. You wake up on a cart. Like it's also a meme too. That part is a meme.
Yeah.
But you're
like this podcast just turned into a real fucking nerd podcast. Yeah,
I know. I still remember like the names of the towns and shit, and the people you have to talk to.
Skyrim now and fucking dragons and shit.
The Skyforge and the Whiterun and anyways, it's good. It's a good game, really good game, and I want to get back into it.
Yeah, start drinking mead.
Yeah, drink some fucking mead.
You just start LARPing like you're fucking in Skyrim.
Yeah. I usually remember games pretty well. Like the storylines and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. But like Fallout, like I remember those. I kind of go back to that one still. But Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's another good one. They're made by the same company. Actually.
Yeah.
Bethesda. So good, dude.
Yeah. So that's I don't know. Kind of. I was just firing that back up, and I'm like, it's. I could see myself getting really into that game, and then I was like listening to Remember the Game, that video game podcast I like, and I was kind of like, oh, he has an episode talking about it, and high praises about that Skyrim game. So it's I guess a game from fucking over 10 years ago. And I'm like, I should give it a shot. But it's, I don't know, a lot of boring shit that's I guess going on in my world.
Yeah,
I did
me too.
Get more info on like I'm trying to build like an in-ear monitor system for my band, and most of the feedback that I got was like, nah, you don't need to build one. I'm like, I hit up Sweetwater to be like, all right, this is what I'm using.
I want to buy some stuff.
And the guy's
don't
like,
worry about it.
They're good. And I'm like, what the fuck? They said, nah, you don't need to. I'm like, what? I was gonna like sell me stuff. Because I have a Shure, what's it? PSM 300, which is like the box that you plug your monitor input into whatever you're getting from front of house, and then it sends it to your radio pack, and you plug your headphones in, right? I have one of those, and I'm like, okay, I can get another body pack for that. like for Adam. And then my Sweetwater rep is like, yeah, that's all you need. Fuck it. Like, no, I mean, I want, essentially.
But your mix will be the same, essentially, right?
Yeah,
as the guitarist.
Which is fine. That's exactly what I want. But I'm like, I want kind of is like one monitor input for all three of us. So we can all get the same mix. And we like essentially if somebody's busy, then like they like, hey, Adam, can you check to see that the mix is good? And then we're setting everything up. He's like, yep, that sounds good. And we all just start. And then because I'm like, and we don't need separate mixes.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was like trying to think of like, because that's what we were kind of doing now. We all share one mix if we do in-ears. And I was like, okay, is there a better way to do that? And they're like, no, there's no better way to do that. Fuck it. And like the email was like, nah, you don't need to do that. Like, okay, my Sweetwater rep just like, I'm like, hey, I want to buy stuff and kind of, build a, 2 to 4 space rack and have this ready for
your money.
He's like, no, that's fine. Just keep your money. Fuck it.
Damn,
and so I'm like, that's kind of
my bro to reach out to me.
I thought that was the funniest thing. I'm like, I am trying to figure out a solution for this, and I want to spend more money. He's like, no, you don't. That was like a sentence long, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll not build this rack and still figure out what to do with this. All right. Just the fact that I am like, hey, I'm like just like a pig that you can like, all right, just feed me slop, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. And he's, nah, I'm fine. But yeah, so that's kind of what's news. This episode is different. It's definitely different. Okay,
this episode hits different, dude.
Yeah, it does. I can see your eyes are just like, watch the video. You can see Kyle just like stop and just like. Oh. Mouth just open staring at his computer.
Well, I was looking to see if my bro hit me up. I went and looked through my emails.
Dead eye.
It's such a distraction having this computer. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But that's how I roll.
I like it. Yeah.
I'm looking for my bro.
We're going to bring it back next week. We're coming back in style. I should be done with my sober month. I'm going to get fucked up.
Oh, I thought you were doing it for the rest of your life.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I just want to get, do it to say I did it. But man, I love getting drunk. It's fucking rad.
It's overrated.
It's fucking rad.
It's all right. No, it's overrated.
Really? Oh, more for me then.
Yeah. I'm in a state where it's like double standard. They like, this is what it feels like, at least, where they talk about, DWI, not that they don't pull people over for drunk driving, but literally there's this whole corridor of wineries in the area, right? We've driven through, Johnny and you were here, no cops ever. I'm like, you're telling me that everyone's Ubering between, this 20-mile stretch of 40 wineries here? Yeah. You're telling me that? Like, I fucking doubt it.
Yeah, you get a DD.
I know, but I've been to some of these places. I have customers, right? Whatever. I go to these wineries for whatever I do, and there's also whiskey places too. I'm like, there's guys rolling in here, just people at like 3 p.m. Just after lunch, rolling there in their Grand Marquis.
Yeah.
They put their freaking disabled placard up, park in the front. I'm like, dude, I know you're gonna go have like 3 shots of whiskey. You're gonna get in your car and drive, but no one's gonna stop you. This is fine, whatever. I just think it's funny that like they talk about, you see like the signs, drunk, whatever. The state has to do that, but they don't. It doesn't seem like they enforce it around, at least in my area.
Yeah,
maybe in my town they will, but like in the vast stretches between places,
hill country.
No, you know how that people are drunk driving? Because the guardrails are fucked up.
Oh,
that's how you know.
You get those big old trucks that just like,
just like a fucking Dodge.
Rev up the Bugatti, way.
Rev up the Bugatti.
Those videos, I
love those.
Was it real life of a true Brexit geezer? But it's like they make a true like South Texas geezer, true Austin, Texas geezer.
Oh, so good. There's a couple of those.
Mm.
Yeah. Say hello to the wife, Susan.
This is my little princess. Isn't she beautiful?
Oh yeah, so good.
Yeah, it's like finish up at the Fortress of Dreams, and it's like the most like tasteless looking bedroom with just a bunch of like, was it like steer horns and fucking
it's everywhere,
Texas flags everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's such a good take Devin to football, whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about social media. I love it. I love these videos. Okay, so I'm trying to pick it up here. I pick it up here. Okay. So we had a loose topic. You were looking at, as you do, looking at Marketplace, Facebook, looking at gear, looking at stuff, and then something came up. Something suddenly came up, and it was a Budweiser bow tie guitar.
Yeah,
and they got you thinking. I'm like, there's got to be other
for a lot of money.
A lot of other guitars, it was like some like 1989 Rolling Stones North America tour thing.
Yeah,
and then for like $2,000, and then you're able to actually.
It wasn't signed by the band.
Yeah,
it was like some local radio station probably put it on, and all they did was slap that fucking thing in the corner on the guitar.
Yeah, and then we were able to see. I'm like, oh, it was actually a guitar. The Budweiser bow tie made by Dean.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you saw on eBay? There's another one.
Yeah. I found one. I'll share it.
$1,000, right?
Yeah. And this one's still a lot.
Yeah.
For this piece of shit. But
it's not like it's just a random company. Dean, they make guitars. Yeah. And the fact that I'm like, okay, that's the headstock.
This bud's for you.
It just says what in like Arial font. This bud's for you.
Yeah. And
then it's got two skull and crossbone tuners on it.
Yeah, on it. Right there.
Isn't she beautiful? It's it's not like, I'm sure it actually probably plays all right.
It might. I mean, I don't know what the pickups are.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a humbucker. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it makes you think of like, because it's not just like a random company. It's Dean, whether you like them or not. I think we, not the favorite,
Yeah.
It's right up there with Schecter. And,
the strings look original.
Yeah.
Actually.
So, and it, has what? Tune-o-matic stop tail type bridge there. So it looks like it's a playable guitar for $1,000. And it doesn't look too, I don't know. It would be kind of funny to play that. I don't know if it's $1,000 bit funny, but I, be honest with you, I'd rather play that than the rip-off St. Vincent.
Yeah,
I think
true. St. Vincent is not an original shape, by the way.
Yeah, she saw this and then she's like, that's mine. I'm taking that.
So obviously the bow tie was first.
Yeah, the Dean was first, and then Ernie Ball and St. Vincent was like, okay. Yeah. Dean should be coming up with the Spuds McKenzie and going and just
authentic.
Spuds McKenzie the dog.
Yeah, play authentic.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
fuck it.
Yeah,
it's got some worn,
Yeah,
but
somebody's like, yeah. I was like, actually, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know, not $1,000, but it. Anyway, so this cool idea. If it was like $300 or maybe $400, I would be more.
And it was like, local. You just pick it up.
To buy it. It's out from Florida, Marco Island, Florida.
Yeah, of course it's from fucking Florida.
Yeah, Florida man with his Budweiser guitar. It's not. Yeah. It's actually like, it's funny. The more I look at it, I'm like, it's not stupid, but it's just the price is dumb. I wouldn't.
Florida would be more of like a Mad Dog 2020. That's more of like the brand kind of guitar you'd find there.
Yeah, Colt 45, sucking it out of a can. And then the other one that you have there is like you saw Fender Squier, which was a Miller Lite guitar.
Yeah.
So we were looking at this too. I'm like, that's not too bad. So it's a Fender, it's a Squier Stratocaster. It has just a big gold Miller Lite logo across it.
Yeah.
And somebody upgraded this one with lace sensor pickups. I'm like, so somebody was actually playing this.
Yeah, it does look like it.
Yeah, and this one's like what, $300-400? So it's not too bad. You got me thinking. Okay, so the Budweiser bow tie guitar would be kind of cool to play, but this Miller Lite guitar, so it's like Squire, affinity standard, whatever level of crafted Indonesia. So it's like, it's fine. You could upgrade this guitar and make it a sleeper. So you remember that YouTuber Agufish, that guy? He had he took the fucking Hello Kitty pink strap.
Yeah.
And then he upgraded the shit out of it. Like, it was like a video. It's like, okay, this is ridiculous to put this much money and time into this guitar, but it actually plays really well. He's like, this is like stupid how cool this is to have like a killer Hello Kitty guitar. I think he put like, I don't know, was it not EMG or something like that into it. He put like Evertune bridge, new nut, tuners, all this stuff like that he put to upgrade it. Electronics. And he's like, okay, this is like a Squire Hello Kitty guitar that is like actually like a sleeper.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think it'd be kind of cool to get one of these Miller Lite guitars and just like upgrade it. Probably send it to Evertune, get them fitted locking tuners, and then you just take this guitar and play on stage at a bar with it, and people are like, oh shit. And then you grab a Bud Light and drink it, and people are like, what the fuck? They start
That's
freaking
not your
out
brand
because you're not drinking Miller Lite.
Yeah, they ain't paying me.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of a funny bit to just grab that and start playing a show with that. I don't think it's that it's not stupid. Not
yeah. Actually,
okay, maybe dropping $600 or more into it. That's stupid. But that guitar is not. I don't know. It's not that dumb.
You can do some upgrades just to this even and be. Get away from, maybe do some graph tech, do a nut upgrade, like you said.
Yeah.
Locking tuners.
Maybe just lock.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because you can get the Fender locking tuners. And yeah, that would
upgrade
actually be
the harness.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad guitar to play. It's just stupid to play that. But I don't have like a Strat. So I'm like,
like
a three single coil Strat. Yeah, I'm like, that could be my Strat. Bust that out.
Yeah, dude. You could do that.
I'm playing some Jimi Hendrix, baby. I'm playing my best impression of John Mayer. It's like, oh yeah, check this out.
With a Miller guitar. God.
Yeah.
How much of a deadbeat would you look if you played this fucking thing?
Yeah, that's... Go to the jam and you bring that shit. People are like, what the fuck? Yeah, what's the matter with that?
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's like
I like meta, that. I don't even think this is a topic. It kind of like I think it's a cool idea. Maybe this is better for video. Yeah. But I like this idea of these beer guitars. Like the ones that are like well, you were looking at them and you had them pulled up. A lot of people are advertising them as all like man cave beer guitar. Like but they're like actually like made by guitar companies. It's not just like some like poster or some like fake guitar, which there are some of those, or like was a neon sign of a guitar. I'm like, no, they're actual guitars, like ones that I'm like a Squire. Yeah, and Squire's not the best fucking company, but it's like people play Squires all the time. It's like people like and actually play them in a band. They record with them. They play shows with them. And the fact that like somebody like took the time to upgrade this, and then the Dean Budweiser one. Like Dean made that. I like it. I think definitely
had
got
one
legs.
more.
You could just start the Rolling Rock one.
This one's like
Rock
a different
Squire.
cut. This one's like a different cut, or it's like not rounded edges.
Yeah.
I just noticed it's like, except for the not belly cut, like forearm cut. But yeah, it's still a Squire. Rolling Rock
Squire Strat.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It was like, just get the idea of just like getting these beer guitars.
And this one's just like a volume knob. and a pickup.
Yeah, it's like a Tom DeLonge.
Yeah, this is your Tom DeLonge. Looks like someone's fucked the action up on the bridge, but and added their own screws.
Yeah, definitely. These are the man cave guitars. It's
a real
guitar, so it's not a rock.
I wouldn't do this one, so to say. I would pick either one. I think the Miller Light one would be better candidate for upgrading. Mm-hmm. This one's definitely a wall hanger.
Yeah. Yeah. That's for Kyle's man cave. Get that going. And get all his neon signs and his Skyrim going on. Yeah. I don't know. This.
I got a Skyrim.
Bringing in for a landing. I can tell. I can tell Kyle is just.
I'm sorry.
You're putting up the good fight. I like it though. We made it happen.
1150.
Yeah. We're dealing with the choices out here. All right. So I just want to say thank you for tuning into this episode. It's a sleepy one. Sorry about that. But we'll get them next time. So thank you for tuning into the Tone Jerks podcast. Hey, this is one I can realize. I'm like, I can admit.
Give him that Chargers try. There's always next season.
There's always next week. Hey, if you like the show, you can follow along on social media. We have a Facebook group linked in the description. Join that. We have a Facebook page. All got the good shit going on there. Instagram at the Tone Jerks, posting cool shit on the reg. And if you really like the show and you want to pay for it, you can do so and help us on Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, you double down for $2 a month. You get an extra episode every week. Get that to an RSS feed. The super secret podcast behind the paywall over there. It's a little much more spicy over there. I can guarantee you. Kyle's awake on that one. I'm awake.
Yeah, we did record. This is our second episode of the day too. So we always do that.
Yeah,
though,
I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I think I'm too hyper for you.
Yeah, you need to chill out. Dude.
Check us out.
You take Adderall before you started this shit?
No.
Ritalin?
Not drinking, so I just start taking a bunch of like prescription drugs. Yeah, dude, being sober is great. Just start doing
You're
coke.
On everything else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally sober. I mean, from alcohol.
Yeah.
Start doing coke. Just have major problem. But I haven't had a drink in several weeks. Anyways, help us, support the show on Patreon, blah, blah, blah. You already know that. And then just for the support and helping us out over on Patreon, we wanted to give you all a huge shout out, a sizable acknowledgement. Kyle, you got a list over there?
I got it right here.
Why don't you give it to me, baby?
I have Andrew Walsh, or A&W. That's
A&W. Mm-hmm.
Andrew Walsh from Andrew's Alcove and the Second Button Podcast. I got Abe Newman, Michael Newman, Nicholas Payson, Nicholas Ogburn, Doug King, Doug Chris from 37 Effects, Joe from the Like Mind Network, Will Lehue from Energy Weapon. I got Tony DeGraw from the Signal Path Podcast. They're all doing Masters of the Cinematic Universe and the Just Surprise Me podcast and Texas State Boggle Champs and Texas Size 10-4. Jesus Christ. Get it together, guys. You need to just do one podcast, just picking one name for all of it and have it 8 hours long every time.
Yeah. Podcast with more than two, a guest or two. Just have 8 people on a podcast. You're like, that's going to be good.
Fuck. Can't imagine. Sometimes I talk over you.
Yeah.
How would that fucking work?
Yeah, just 8 people on one. It's like, oh my God. Blah, 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 blah,
blah. I have RJ Smith from Telly Talks, Jamie Davis, Johnny Ray, Steve Rowell from 60 Psycho Hum, Kevin Equitz from Equitz Guitars, Co Schneider from the band Night Tides, playing somewhere near you. Check it out. Yeah. Alvaro Viramontes, Brian Nutter from Nutter Guitars, Mel Chipson of Chipson Guitars, Sean Arbo from Gun Street Wiring Shop, Sean Fahey from Shadowhounds, the band, Sean Wright from Lollygagger Effects, Juan Ortiz from Tone Hungry Effects, Mike Oxbig, Hugh G-Rection, and Denny Whacked It.
Oh, yeah.
We had Zach Hale, Eric Merrow from YouTube, And Instagram. Check out. He's doing a lot on both. Scott Hamilton from the... What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You sound like H. John Benjamin over there. Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Scott Hamilton from the Effects Loop podcast. Tim Noack from Bardic Audio Devices. Tyler Rhines from Tyler Casey Riffs on Instagram. Matthew Fenslaw. Michael McVeigh. Matthew Davis. Chase Stevens. And Pete from over there.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for, joining us. We will see you next week. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.